What's going on, guys? I'm Chrissy Whispers, and tonight I want to talk about all of the negativity swirling in this hobby. Now, I know we're in a time where all the new stuff and the sealed products and most of the newer cards and even some of the older cards, everything is just going through the. And as much as it sucks to want to just be involved and buy some stuff, I feel like there's a lot of misguided anger in the hobby. I said it in my last video, or maybe the video before. People are mad at like investors and ribbon shippers and the botters and these Discord groups where people are like telling people to buy cards and hold them until they've already gotten to X dollar worth. Possum Bud did a video on that, so I'm not really going to talk about that. But people blame all of these different people for why things are the way they are. But nobody talks about the distributors and the Pokemon Center. Now, I remember a couple of years ago, maybe in 2019, 2020, maybe not even that long ago, there was an article saying that Pokemon printed like 2 billion Pokemon. Pretty sure it was like 2 billion Pokemon. People were like freaking out, like, oh my God, there's so much. These cards are never going to be worth anything because so many cards are being printed and all this other stuff. Now, what I'm getting at here is if there isn't an article this year saying that they printed like 4 billion, then we understand what the problem is. You know, COVID brought in a lot of people in the hobby, including myself. I am a COVID Pokemon fan. I was out of it for 20 something years, and then COVID came around, and I was like, Pokemon, right? The problem is, even though a lot of people came into the hobby and the scalping was happening then, and all the negativity that's happening today with not being able to get sealed product happened then too. And I think a lot more people stayed around during from that time frame during that COVID time. I think a lot of people stayed in the hobby and it increasing the popularity of Pokemon. Furthermore, we're in another boom. So if the Pokemon company's not printing to oblivion, they have to be printing double that. Comparatively, I would say they need to be printing like 4 billion cards to meet demand. Honestly, on top of that, the distributors suck too. I'm gonna show you guys a clip, not a clip. I'm gonna show you guys a screenshot here. There's gonna be no names or anything on it, but I'm gonna show you a screenshot of the Discord that I'm in, my wholesale program. An announcement that was just made. Um, what came in from some of the reprints to my wholesale program and how it's being distributed out. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull it up. So this is the message, the announcement. I'll read it for you guys. Now that so and so is back, there was the reprint bundle that Distro 1 allocated, as well as some stuff from Distro 2. Going to be raffling out a few things from that. Because there's not enough for them, let me just clarify. They're raffling it off because they did not get enough to give any to anybody. So they have to just raffle it off, and whoever wins has the opportunity to buy it, right? So that's what's going on here. Let me continue reading the message. Twilight Masquerade booster box. We were supposed to get some from Distro 2, but they disappeared. So these are only from Distro 1. Okay? React to the post if you want to be involved. Cool. Surging Sparks booster case. Got 1 case from Distro 1 and 2 cases from Distro 2. Prices averaged. Same thing. Paldean Fates booster bundle. 1 case. Let me read the whole thing. Got 1 case from Distro 1, going to average out the price of the previous 4 cases that was raffled off earlier. Should make it more fair if you've submitted already. Blah, 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 blah. That doesn't matter. Okay. Kanto Friends mini tin display. Got one from Distro 1. And Distro 2 said theirs isn't sealed, so I'm not sure if this one will be sealed or not. Whatever that means. Probably will be sealed. I will not be averaging the price using the original thread, but I'll post new product. Okay. Got 2 cases of prismatic ETBs at a higher price, and got 1 case of Temporal Forces sleeved boosters from Distro 2. Think about that. This is a program with 150 people, some of which are spending tens of thousands of dollars quarterly. What the fuck are we going to do with that? How is that supposed to lower the prices of things if that's what the Pokemon company is trying to accomplish? How does that satisfy anybody? Here's the kicker: the Prismatic Evolutions, the ETB case, it's still less than market. It is from a distributor. They want 1156. So now, even when somebody does win this case, they're not selling it for any less than what the market's at right now. This isn't going to push down products. This isn't going to push down the price of sealed boxes. This is the problem. This is the problem. Now, if you want to make the argument that these rip and shippers and these botters are a big part of the problem, that's fine. I can give into that a little bit. Apparently there was a Journey Together drop. I think it was Journey Together drop. It was supposed to some stuff was supposed to drop today or yesterday maybe. Turns out nobody. I don't think anybody got anything. From what I understand, now this could be false information, so I'm gonna put that right here for you. This could be wrong, but from what I understood, was you needed a certain link to actually get to it because they were bought up. I don't know the specifics, but there was a specific link that I believe you were supposed to use, and only like the botters had it. So from what I understand is all of the product was sold out already before it was available to everybody. So if you want to make that argument, I don't know all the facts, so I'll just take that on the chin and I'll agree with you. Maybe that is a big part of the problem. And then rip and shippers, another issue. People say that these guys are buying up, and they're selling it and they're just selling it for marked up prices. Well, I hate to break it to you guys. You have to sell things at a marked up price if you want to make money. If you're a rip and shipper, there's never been a better time to be a rip and shipper, in my opinion, because as long as you can acquire the boxes, you could sell them. If you're a successful live streamer, rip and shipper, before all of this happened, you can pay way over market price, or you could pay a ridiculously high market price on things because people are going to buy it from you. So it shouldn't be surprising to anyone that people running businesses are spending the money on this expensive sealed product. They need it. You can't be a rip and shipper with nothing to rip. So if prismatic ETBs are selling for just say 150, he'll probably spend at least 120, 130 on them if he's ripping shipping, and they'll just sell the packs for a higher price. People have bidding wars. I remember watching a stream. It's the reason I wanted to start streaming on Whatnot originally. When I first got into the hobby, maybe not. I was probably collecting for like a year, selling for like 6 months. And I had Whatnot, and I'm looking at a stream, and I'm sitting there with my brother Rob. I said, yo, look at this. And we were watching, I don't remember what packs it was, but they were like $5 packs. They were $4 packs. People were bidding up to like $20. $20 for a $5 pack. So if people are going to pay $20 for a $5 pack, you don't think people are going to cover a rip and shipper's cost on a box? Especially when people are having bidding wars? I know that they're not supposed to have like these bounties and all these intricate games to entice gambling. And I don't even look at I haven't looked at Whatnot in a long time, honestly. Probably since the whole Blake's Breaks thing. That guy was like a real sleazebag, and honestly, the app is filled with sleazebags. But guess what? They're all making a ton of money. They're all making money. So as long as they're selling stuff and they're making money, they're gonna buy it. So when you have streamers buying up because they will make a profit. Me and you don't want to spend $150 on an ETB to rip 9 packs of a new set, but they're not ripping it. That $150 dies with us. When you're a collector and you spend $150 on an ETB, that is a loss of money. But when you're a rip and shipper and you're making money, that $150 is just $180 or $200 or shit $250 with the way some of these fucking idiots bid on whatnot. It's crazy. So you can't be mad at somebody for running their business. You can't get mad at somebody that buys stuff, holds onto it, and sells it later. You can't get mad at people for going about business the same way they were going about business a year ago. Investors, people want to blame investors. Or it's funny because people blame investors for the prices of these boxes, but investors are like, these boxes are too fucking expensive. Who's investing in this? Investors aren't buying in surging investors aren't investing in surging sparks right now or prismatic evolutions. They might be buying some, but they're not. They're not. Smart money isn't buying $250 Journey Together booster boxes. They're not. For $250, go buy anything. If you're gonna spend $250 on Journey Together, go spend $500 on Fusion Strike. Whatever it is, 450, 400, whatever it is. Go spend more money on that. That's not coming back. You're never going to see that. Go buy Brilliant Stars for 300. Astral Radiance for whatever the hell that's selling for. Those are established. Those are in the past. Those are done. Investing's not dead. We're just not investing in this. Because this is crazy right now. But it's nobody's fault but the Pokemon Company and distributors. That's the truth. You know, I just watched a video today of DJ Gigabyte and Dave Parson. Parson, I believe it is. Spelled with an E, but I think it's pronounced Parson. The guy's got like the biggest collection world or most completed collection in the world, whatever it is. And he was talking about the scalper versus flipper problem. And I laugh because one of my last videos, somebody told me to kill myself. Somebody told me to hang myself. I don't care. I'm a grown ass man. That don't bother me. But I'm told worse things on a daily basis at work. I'm in heavy construction. Fuck with me, baby. Can't hurt me. Your words can't insult me. Like you gotta be better than telling me to hang myself. Me to be upset. My point is, when people are this angry and mad at people they don't even know. If you've spent any time on my channel, you'd know I'm not a scalper. You spent like this much time watching any of my videos, you know I'm not a scalper. I do some satirical videos where I talk about like the Mr. Scalper, call me Mr. Scalper video. Yeah, that was satire, but not really at the same time because like, am I wrong for selling a fucking box at market price? Like, I still stand on that. I'll die on that hill. You know, if you're going into Costco, which you can't even do anymore, which thanks guys. Can't even buy Pokemon cards at Costco on the East Coast anymore because they're like, you guys are animals. We can't have two idiots fist fighting in a Costco when Grandma Tessie over there is just trying to buy some apples and get to the produce section. You got two young kids having a fit, not even necessarily young kids, some adults, like adults too. Fist fighting in a store. What are we, animals? We're animals? We're fist fighting for Pokemon cards? No, it's this hobby's become quite ridiculous. And I'm not saying leave the hobby. There's room for everybody, guys. You don't have to buy the new stuff. You could buy things. You could still go and buy stuff. There's stuff to be bought. The point I'm making is everybody needs to kind of just chill out, first of all, and stop blaming each other. You're not the only person that's going to Target to try to pick up an ETB. Yeah, the guy in the front that took the 6 ETBs that the guy just dropped off, that guy's an asshole. But that doesn't mean that everybody else that's in the store is a scalper. I have a case of prismatic ETBs, so you won't see me at a Target grabbing ETBs. I have mine. Those are for people that need them. Unfortunately, the people that, when I say people that need them, I mean like the average person, like the collector. The collector. I don't believe in a time like this. It's ironic, right? Because at a time like this, when boxes are expensive, those boxes should be left there for people that can't afford to buy them on the secondary market. That's how I feel, truly. I think it's wrong to go and buy these boxes, clear out a shelf, and list them as soon as you get in your car. I do. I don't. You do it and you make money on it. Good for you for getting there early. I have a job. I can't be there for 8 o'clock in the morning. You know, as well. Like I got a job. You know, so another reason why I'm not bothered. But like my wife would go to the stores. Like my wife goes to Target. We all know girls love Target. My wife will be at Target. She would always just take a random box, a random collection box. She didn't know what she was buying. My wife doesn't care. She knows what I do. She doesn't care that I do it, but she's not into it the way I am. She would grab a box, a collection box, a Boss Diff box. Actually, people say people say you can't get anything these days. My wife just brought this baby home for me from Target. Where's the camera? Randomly enough, like that's Fusion Strike, Lost Origin, Lost Origin, and another pack back there. Just saying. My wife did wind up grabbing this. She didn't even realize the gem that she was grabbing, but she did grab it. I told my wife to stop. I told my wife to stop grabbing stuff. I said to her, if you go to Target and she always does her pass, everybody knows the Pokemon shelf where it is, the end of the registers. It's everybody knows. She comes in, she always does her pass by. I told her straight up, if you see a crowd there, don't even stop. I don't need my wife getting into a fist fight Pokemon card. Because then I have to go to jail. Right? And this is just hostility that's not needed. Anyways, I'm ranting and I'm kind of going on a tangent here. So if people aren't watching this, I'll just clip up some of my points and throw them in shorts. But people need to stop hating everybody. Everybody love everybody.
Everybody love everybody. Everybody love everybody. Right there up on the wall.
The motto. Everybody love everybody.
Everybody love everybody!
Right? Things are going to get better, guys. I do believe that. This cannot go on forever. I do believe that. However, it is going on right now. Okay? So, strap in. Participate however you can is really the best I could say. I'm just kind of buying singles right now. Uh, you know, kind of crazy. I was hoping to get some stuff with this reprinting that's going on. Unless I get pulled in the raffle, I ain't getting shit. So, you know, but things will get better. And I think there are, I don't think, there's always brighter days ahead of us. Always. There's always brighter days ahead of us. Even though things are looking grim right now. That's that, guys. Don't hate the guy next to you in line. Don't hate the guy that posted a picture of a card that he just hit from Prismatic. Don't hate the guy that's selling stuff online that's been doing it for 10 years. He's doing it for a while. I doubt he's a scalper. Be annoyed with the Pokemon Company. Be annoyed with distribution. That's where the problems are. And I think everybody needs to start getting along. Till that happens, and kind of ugly. Nobody needs that. It is a hobby. We all do this for fun. Whether you're investing, whether you're collecting, whether you're a business person. If you're a business person, the fun kind of lose some of the fun. I'll be honest with you. When you're on the business side of Pokemon cards, some of the fun does disappear. A little bit of a sacrifice that you kind of take when you get into it, because cards do start to have a dollar sign on them because you are trying to run a business. But businesses need to run. People need to make money. So don't be mad at your local game store for selling packs at market price. Don't. They're not getting enough to make enough money to stay open. Business getting a case of prismatic ETBs, they have to sell those for market price, guys. They have to make money, have to pay their rent, they have to pay their employees. They're not going to do everyone a favor and just sell things for the low. And another thing, I'm really going on now. Another thing is with the market being so hot, just a little tidbit at the end of the video here. For the most part, I'd say the days of throwing out offers like lowball offers on eBay or things like that, I think those days are gone with the way the market is. I've been getting a lot of offers on my store, like $5 cards, $6 cards. People make like $3 offers, $4 offers. I don't even look at offers anymore, guys. I'm going to be completely honest with you. I don't look at offers. With the way everything's selling right now, I don't want to take anything less. I already set my prices for when I was good to make money back then, when I listed things, when I listed them. I list my cards at a price that I'm going to make money on. Doing business, right? Make money, or else why are you doing it? Stop lowballing people, want my honest opinion. Because you're really not doing them a favor. I don't think anybody's hurting to move stuff right now. And the reason I bring this up is because on Discord, in Discord, somebody messaged me and was like, "Hey, I hope I can help you out and like take your allocation of Journey together. I'm trying to help you out. Yes, please. Take my $1,500 case of Pokemon cards for $600. Please help me out." Days are over. Pokemon's booming. It's bigger than ever. Pokemon Company needs to step it up and print like it's bigger than ever. My opinion. That's what that's what it all boils down to. Let me know what you guys think. Are you staying positive? Or are you miserable these days because you can't get your hand on anything sealed? Stacked, if that's the case, I'm here to tell you to stay positive because there are better days ahead of us. If you got to miss some of the stuff that's out right now, you got to miss it. Miss it with the rest of us. Not the only one. And I talk like I don't have 10 boxes of prismatic ETB. That's my investment. I will not open those ever. Those are to be sold years down the line. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going on for quite a bit here. If you're still here, thank you very much. How long is this video going? This is only a 24-minute video. I thought it was longer than that. Not gonna lie. That's my rant. Everybody love everybody. See you guys in the next one. Let me know what you think about the state of the hobby down in the comments. I try to answer everybody. I'm trying to grow a little bit on YouTube. I think it's kind of cool to have like subscribers and people that kind of come to you to listen just to hear what you have to say. I think it's really cool. I wish people would comment more. Give me some feedback. I'd love to talk. Maybe have somebody on here, somebody else that sells cards. I think that would be cool. You never know. Never know. Just saying. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm out.